Grove City, March 6, 2010. Flames consume the hopes and dreams of a workforce and a community. The walls and roof of Wendell August Forge collapse on an 87-year-old slice of Americana. 20 fire companies could not extinguish the blaze.
When we got here, it was pretty well involved. It was defensive tactics only. We couldn't go inside. It was just too well involved.
Employees were devastated, a tradition, a livelihood, going up in smoke.
My son alerted me that there was smoke coming and out from the vent, and I looked and I said, oh, that's not good, and within a couple minutes there was smoke coming out from under the eaves.
America's oldest and largest forge, still crafting metal by hand, was doomed, or so it appeared. Owner Will Connect remembers.
The fire was raging very quickly. I mean, an old building built in 1932, a lot of wood. You know, when it started, it was pretty quick. I saw, a number of my fellow employees in tears. What are we going to do? How are we going to feed our family? Really thinking that this was the end of Wendell August.
But even as he watched, he was determined that his forge would rise again.
We're going to try to get in and save their dies for their artwork.
They say they're on a mission right now to get those dies because they believe it's their duty to the community and the craftsmen. What does that say about?
Boy, that's hard to, excuse me real quick.
Firefighters kept their word, saving more than 3,000 of the irreplaceable dies, and the owner proclaimed,
Here in Grove City, we'll be back, and we'll be back for this Christmas, Lord willing.
They didn't wait till Christmas, moving instead into temporary quarters 5 days later, and they fulfilled one of the largest orders the forge had ever received. Transforming metal sheets from the demolished dome of the old Civic Arena, craftsmen fashioned mementos for the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation.
You ever used a roof before?
Nope, first time.
Because it's material that was out in the elements for 60 years, there's different little nuances to every piece of metal that came off of that Civic Arena roof. So, in so many ways, every single piece is unique.
The Penguins and the community stood with them. The Slovak crafts shop nearby allowed Wendell August to open a temporary gift shop in the building, and a tent sale next door in the summer of 2013 helped keep the coffers filled as work continued on a new facility down the road.
2, 3.
Governor Tom Corbett joined Will Connect and his mother for the grand reopening near Grove City Outlets. 3.5 years after the devastating fire, Wendell August Forge was back.
We're celebrating a company that clearly has risen literally from the ashes and turned what was a challenge into a triumph for not only the company but for this region of Pennsylvania.
Guests toured the new gift shop and the vast space where craftsmen worked once more. A $4 million state grant contributed to the rebuilding effort. As floor space nearly doubled to 52,000 square feet, the forge was celebrating its 90th birthday in style.
In this room, we have some of our most historic and treasured pieces.
The little museum is filled with mementos from a company that began in Brockway, Pennsylvania in 1923. The founder was a coal company broker named Wendell August.
There came about the same time, or in the later 20s, a nationwide search by Alcoa as they were looking to expand the uses of aluminum to make architectural gates in New Kensington for their research facility out of aluminum. And again, Wendell and his team had not worked in aluminum, but they went after it.
And they succeeded. When department store magnate Edgar Kaufman heard of their work, he made an offer.
Kaufman called Wendell and said, hey, can you make a plate with a picture of my home on it that I could give to guests to my home? And Wendell, being the consummate entrepreneur, absolutely. He had no idea how to do it, Dave.
Never been done before.
Never had been done before. He went back, and with one of his blacksmiths, they created the process of hand engraving a die in reverse using a hammer and chisel. To this day, Dave, that's the process we use to create our dies.
Wendell August was lured from Brockway to Grove City in 1932 in the midst of the Great Depression. His craftsmen made it work. They still do. Master die engraver Len Youngo has been with Wendell August for more than 30 years. His son Mike started 2 months after the fire. In a bright new facility, they work the metal the same way it's been done for decades.
It's something that definitely has to be passed down. You can't go to any school to learn this type of thing.
It's not always about mass manufacturing. It's about, taking the things that we've learned over the past however many years we've been open and, still doing it the same way. And I think that shows a lot of credence to our product.
We're making heirlooms. People come in year after year to buy their Christmas ornaments to give to their kids. And it's one of those things that's going to just continue with their grandchildren and their grandchildren.
Decisions. Finding that perfect gift is not as easy as you might think. Wendell August makes more than 4,000 different pieces. Lisa Kostka of Hermitage is in the market for an ornament. Again.
We're looking for a gift for someone that has everything, so we went with a gift that we could build on every year, a nice ornament that is a 10-year anniversary type of ornament.
When I taught school for many years, the children would always buy me an ornament. So I'm retired, so I come to buy my own ornaments now.
Once there were more than 200 shops like this one nationwide. Since then, the work has been outsourced in every shop but one.
We are stewards of a tradition of American craftsmanship. We're proud to say that everything we sell here is made in America.
The workforce has grown since the fire. The Forge is turning out more ornamental giftware than ever before.
I think we could all look at each other in the eye and we can say, we knew it would happen, and we can look at each other and pat each other on the back and say, well done.
Wendell August Forge has indeed risen from the ashes. I'm Dave Crawley.